thank you for joining us for this edition of Coach's Corner. My name is George Webb, and I'm here with Steve Ryan, who's head coach of the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. Today we have a pretty interesting segment to cover, Steve. When the season started, we had multiple goals for this team. We thought we had a pretty good team. First goal was to get the winning season, and we accomplished that at Millis last week, 33-0 win at Millis. So that achieved our first goal of the fourth winning season in a row. If we go back to Dover-Sherburne history, I think the most winning seasons in a row we had were two. Okay, so congratulations on the achievement. That speaks a lot to you and the program and the continuity you've had. So any thoughts, maybe just on the program? That's a pretty good level of accomplishment. Again, was one of our first goals.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about 4 winning seasons in a row. I mean, this group of seniors have been here for 4 years, so they've been a huge part of that success. And it's a group of kids that we're going to miss, next year just because of their work ethic. These guys got worked for everything they got. They worked for it and they deserved it. It's all out of merit for those guys.
So first goals there, and that again came by way of a victory at Millis. We don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but we're going into a game. We're going to talk most of the segment about Norton coming up tomorrow night here at Dover. But let's talk about Millis just for a minute. Tough team, pretty good. We scouted and we felt like we had a pretty good chance of winning this one. But can you maybe just encapsulate the game for us?
It was one of the most complete games we've played. Millis came out, they did what we thought. They hit us hard. They were a bunch of tough kids, and we really actually liked that going into Norton. Is a good preface for this Norton game. But we played great on defense. Outstanding. We hit from the first play to the end. There was no let up offensively. We were able to get our passing game going. We were able to run the ball, and special teams was great too.
So 33-0, a little tight in the first half, but opened up all the way through, but really wasn't a doubt. So complete game for the team, and nice to go in again to accomplish a winning season, but also nice to get ready for Norton. Now let's going to pivot to Norton real quick. Norton has a really good football team this year. They're 7-0 in our division. We're standing at 6-1. So tomorrow night it's for the championship for the Tri-Valley League Small, right?
Yes, all the marbles, right?
And so the last time Dover-Sherburne won the Tri-Valley Small was 43 years ago. So this is literally the biggest football. We were hoping we'd have a chance to get to this, to win for the division this year. We're fortunate as Norton here at home. But it's not an understatement to say biggest football game in the last 50 years, right?
It certainly feels that way. It's for a playoff entry. It's for the league championship. It's against a great team, probably the best team that we're going to play, or we've played so far. So it's got all the makings of, a great bit of entertainment.
So I'm going to do a quick shout out to prior Dover-Sherburne Raiders football players over the last 30 or 40 years. This is the game we wanted. We wanted our team to come back and win a division. So Steve Bisciotti, Bruno Jolene, Ralph Jolene, Chris Bromark, Chris Gonzalez, Paul Webb, my brother, anybody that's played football over the last 20, 30 years, this is a time to come out and watch your team have a shot for it. So the 12th man has been really helpful this year. It'd be great to have really big alumni support. So let's talk about Norton. Let's get back to that real quick. The Boston Globe picked our game, Norton-Dover, as one of the top games this week to look at. They kind of went with a win-loss column, 7-0 versus 6-1. They picked Norton in this game. So can we just talk a little bit? That's a little bit of extra fuel for us. It's a little bit of chip going into this game. But can we talk about Norton? How we've scouted them, and what do you think our chances are, and what we've really been preparing for these guys this week?
Well, Norton specifically, they run the ball very well. They have a couple of running backs, and they run downhill, and they want to take on the tacklers, and they're not going to try and run around you. What we've seen in other games is it really wears down the tacklers. These guys, they're tough. But I really think our tandem at linebacker with Mackay and Murph are two. It's probably the best tandem in the league. So they haven't seen guys like this, and so I look forward to that. Defensively, they show a lot of different looks. We'll see a 3 front, we'll see a 4 front, and we'll see a 5 front, and they'll play man and they'll play zone. And so there's a lot of pressure, on Danny to make these adjustments. At quarterback, he's got to be able to see these things and make the adjustment. Special teams, they do a lot of different things. They like to onside kick it. They do reverses on their returns, So, it's a team that's going to throw us a lot of different looks. We got to be ready for everything. I think we're just as tough as them, and I believe our skill guys are probably better.
So we think pretty evenly matched teams going into this. We know their tackles are the real deal. They play tough. They're pretty flexible, pretty good speed to them. But we think we might match up pretty well with Norton. We played this team at Norton last year, and we managed to, I forget what the score was. I think we won by a touchdown. How does this team this year compare to the team last year that we played?
Well, the Norton team has a bunch of guys back. I had talked to a coach last year, and he said, he was feeling like his team was a little down because they had 2 or 3 really important guys out. I know, their best player, to me, when I watch their films, their best player is their center. He's a stud, and he's tough, and they're chippy, and they want to flex their muscle on us.
Yep. So they're going to want to win as much as we do. So this is a type of football game opportunity that you think about and you circle up on calendar at the beginning of the season and hope you get a chance to win the division at home like this. Any final thoughts as we prepare? I know we've had a pretty good week of practice, right?
Yes, I would say I was our best week of practice this year. The kids are fired up. The kids seemed excited. They understand the gravity of this game, and I think they're like me. They just couldn't wait to get it going.
So tomorrow night, 7 o'clock?
6:30.
I'm always a half hour wrong, so good thing Steve has me right. So tomorrow night, 6:30 here. Friday night under the lights, again, for the biggest game we've had in a very long time here in Dover. So thanks for joining us, Steve, and thank all of you. We're going to thank you in advance for coming out. The 12th man is super important, really gives a lot of energy to the team, and, on the margin can help the team win on the field. So please show up tomorrow night, 6:30, here at the high school field. Thanks for joining us. Hi, my name is George Webb, president of the Dover-Sherburne Gridiron Club that supports the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Conrad's Restaurants. Conrad's is sponsoring the Coach's Corner on a weekly basis. It has 4 locations in Norwood, Walpole, Foxborough, and Sudbury. We'd like to thank you again for sponsoring Raider football. And to our viewers out there, please stop by and frequent Conrad's at your nearest location. Thanks for joining us. My name is George Webb, and I'm here with the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. Tomorrow night we're playing Norton here at home, 6:30 under the lights. Please make sure you turn out for what should be the biggest game in the last 43 years here in Dover. It's also senior night, so we wanted to take a minute to introduce you to the senior football players over here, and we'll have them each say a little bit, and then we got a couple of questions for them about the game. All right? First is Efosa.
Hi, my name is Efosa Mare, and I'm the starting running back.
Hi, I'm Aiden Hirsch, and I'm the starting outside linebacker.
Johnny Bennett, I'm starting slot receiver and safety.
And captain. I'm Henry Murphy. I'm a captain. I'm a starting linebacker and kicker.
I'm Derek Daly, captain, starting center, and defensive end.
I'm Ryan Kane, captain, starting offensive tackle and defensive tackle.
I'm Will Bowen, starting defensive end.
I'm Adam Ma, lineman, I guess.
Your ma! He's a killer.
Good stuff. All right, guys, so you've all been playing 4 years together, right? And you've had good teams. This is a 4th consecutive winning season in a row for varsity, so congratulations. You guys have had a really nice opportunity to have a really good career all throughout JV and varsity here at Dover-Sherburne. We have a football program now that looks like it's going to be good for a while. So, biggest game, 43 years. We can call it Bennett to Bennett, right, from the last time we've had a chance at winning a division. Derek, what does this game mean, and the captains in particular? Can you talk a little bit about what this opportunity and what this game means to you guys, okay?
Yeah, I mean, when I think of this game, I think of Johnny, I think of Henry, Ryan, Willie, Aiden, all the guys that we've been playing with since youth football. When I came to this school in the 4th grade, these have been my best friends, since I moved here, and I couldn't think of a better opportunity to, remember ourselves and how much fun we've had throughout the years.
I can speak. Yeah, I could say me and Johnny were just talking about this. It's just crazy that this is the culmination of basically our entire life playing football. It's come down to this, the biggest game in DS history. So it's definitely special, and it's a cool way to go out, I would say.
Yeah, I think for a lot of us, like all the guys Derek said, football has been like the biggest part of our life, DS football specifically. We've worked so hard all these years since we were little kids, coming out in the summer, now in high school, having 6 a.m. practices on Wednesdays and just grinding, and this is the culmination of all that hard work, and I think everyone's just really excited.
Yeah, to me, this game is about integrity. At the beginning of the season, the captains and I set a message to the team that we intend to win the league, and now we have the opportunity to do so, just one game away, and so that's what we're going to do tomorrow.
Guys, this isn't the end. We had multiple goals. We knew we had a pretty good football team to draft off of from last year. First goal was winning season. We accomplished that with the win versus Millis last week. Nice way to roll into Norton. Second objective was to win the Tri-Valley. We talked about this early in camp. You guys worked hard to have the opportunity to do that. We didn't know it would be Norton here, home field, but at the eighth game of the season, we have a chance to win it all. So those are the first 2 objectives. The third was, to get into the playoffs. And regardless of what happens with Norton, we'll have extra innings with playoff this year too. Can you talk real quick about this week, particularly the captains? How's the practice been, and what have you guys done to make sure you're ready for Norton tomorrow night?
I think this week it's been our best practice week for sure. It's been raining all week, but it hasn't been an excuse for us. We've been in the mud, early mornings too. We've just been grinding all day and laser focus. Everyone's, even the underclassmen, they're all focused up, listening, helping us all out, making sure we all got our assignment for Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows this game is extremely important, and there's kind of like an underlining tone with everybody that's like, this is it. This is what we've played for. So super focused. Yeah,
at the beginning of the week, everyone knew that this had to be our best week of practice. We're playing the best team we've played all year, and we needed to bring it all week, and I think we've accomplished that. Like Derek said, we've had our best week of practice, and we've done everything so far that we can. We've been focused all week. Everyone knows what a big deal it is, so if we just play tomorrow like we've practiced, we'll be in a good position.
Yeah, I think exactly how Johnny said it. Everyone on this team knows that this is the biggest game of the season, and so we really brought it this week. I think we were the sharpest that we've been all season this week. Rain or shine, we were out there grinding. And so it's going to set the tone for a great game tomorrow.
So, guys, I got one last question for you. Senior night, right? So we get it. It kind of all came together and it lined up to be a pretty nice night tomorrow night, especially if we're going to be in for a fight. But if we walk away from the win, it'll certainly be a memorable night for everybody. Just by a show of hands, who's looking at playing football at the next level when they go to college? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we got at least almost half the guys are looking to play at the college level. Any commitments yet? No? Okay, still going through all that process and everything. So, good. There'll be life after Dover-Sherburne, too, and more football careers for you guys. All right, guys, any final thoughts? You guys want to say anything before we wrap this segment here? Love the Raiders. All right,
You got something to say?
Just want to say a big thank you to DSC TV and Coach Webb for doing this and pulling this off. I know it's like a lot of work that you guys put into it, and it's just been great. I love watching them every week, and it's great for the team too. So
Yeah, I agree with Henry. It's definitely built some of the pride in the program, gives a feeling of importance to us, and just kind of builds up our just general team pride. And just thanks a lot, and I think it's really helped our team morale and the school spirit. So.
Appreciate that, guys. And, I've been coaching for a long time. This is my second season with the football program, but coaching young guys for a long time. I can say this honestly, high character, high quality group. Really good group of young guys. Win or lose, doesn't matter. You guys are winners on and off the field. And the way you've treated the underclassmen with JV has been a real credit to the leadership like I've never seen in a varsity football program. And what that does is it perpetuates success to get the guys into the program and feeling confident and building their skills as we go along. So good group of guys. Senior night tomorrow night. Again, 6:30 tomorrow night. Dover Sherburne plays Norton at home for the TVL Small Championship. We're going to do one more segment in a minute with Bennett to Bennett, 43 years in between potential championships over here. So we'll do that next segment next. Thanks for joining us. George Webb here. Hi, my name is George Webb, and I'm president of the Gridiron Club for the Dover Sherburne Football Raiders varsity football program. We'd like to thank all of you for the sponsorship and donations to the endowment. The program sponsors and picks up a lot of the budget items that the Dover Sherburne school system is not able to provide for our football team. We pick up additional coaching, training, and team events for the athletes so that they can continue to have all the resources they need to have a successful and winning football program. Again, we've had winning seasons, 5 out of the last 6 seasons. A good part of that has been contributed to and supported by the community and the endowment that supports the program. If you'd like to continue to contribute to the endowment, we'd encourage you to go to the DoverSherburneGridiron.com. There's a link there, and we welcome your contribution. It's a 501c3 organization, not-for-profit, supporting the team. We also benefit from gate receipts. So coming out and supporting your team on Friday nights when we have home games is really important to help support the endowment, but it's even more important to support the athletes. The kids work very hard, and again, they're coming up on the potential for a 4th winning season in a row. So we've been in town for a long time, and it's been a while since we've had a team that's been this successful. So again, thank you for your support, and please continue to support the Dover Sherburne Gridiron Club. Thanks for joining us. My name is George Webb, and I'm here. I've been waiting to do this interview all season long, so I'm glad that Dan has decided to join us today. But Coach Dan Bennett's joining us, and Johnny Bennett, senior captain of our football team. A little bit of more Dover Sherburne history over here. I remember Dan's first day coaching here at Dover Sherburne. How many years ago now?
Oh, now it would be
19,
years ago.
1987?
1987.
1987.
Yeah, so not quite 40.
Right, because my brother and I were on the Dover Sherburne football team the day you showed up as a volunteer coach way back then. So long relationship, long involvement in the program. But that's a small side piece. The main piece is Bennett to Bennett, 43. Last time Dover Sherburne won the championship was your junior year,
That's
right?
What year was it? Maybe just talk about that season. 1978. We had a very good offensive line. We had a few good running backs. We could throw the ball like this team. But most of all, we had a nose guard, Ralph Jolene, who ended up starting at Syracuse, and he dominated the middle of the line. We went 9-1 and tied for the championship.
And so, Dan, you've been involved with the youth football programs all the way through. Your father was a well-known, well-respected football coach as well. I don't know if you want to speak to that.
Sure. He coached at Natick High School from 1957 to 1973. He unfortunately passed away very young. But he's in the Massachusetts High School Hall of Fame, and when he did pass away, he was one of the top 10 winningest coaches ever in Massachusetts history.
Okay, so long football history between your dad, you playing at Harvard. Were you? I forget what position you played there.
Linebacker.
Linebacker at Harvard. And what year did you graduate?
I graduated in '85, so '84 that fall would have been my last season.
Okay, so and then Johnny, I don't think you've ever played football without your dad coaching on the sideline, right?
My freshman and sophomore year, he wasn't there, but he came to every game, obviously. But actually, when I was a 2nd and 3rd grader, he wasn't a coach because I was playing in Holliston. But most of my life and most of the things that I've been taught in football have been from my dad. So
it's good to have him on the sideline. You know, my son also plays. There's nothing better for a dad than to be able to be part of a program and have your son do. And you guys have had that going since you were Pop Warner, right?
Yeah.
Early on in the program. So what does this mean to you guys? It just happens to line up, 43 years apart, Bennett to Bennett. This is something you spoke about this summer when we were in camp.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's any accident. I think my dad, led the youth program for all those years, and my grade was right in the middle of that, and we had pretty much all the seniors have the same kind of integrity, same football skills and fundamentals and toughness and all the values that you'd want in a football player. And my dad is a big reason for a lot of that. And I just think all those years in youth and all those guys that stuck with it through all the hard August practices and the high school practices, waking up early and everything that we've gone through, now it's culminating now, and my dad's definitely a big part of that.
Dan, any thoughts on, this is probably the last chance you're going to get a chance to coach Johnny the last handful of games over here. Any thoughts about that?
Well, it makes me happy. Not that it's ending, but that it's been such a wonderful time. And he's been such a good competitor and a good teammate. He's done some very special things in the field, but more than that, he's been a good teammate. And that's what it takes to build a winner, is have a group of kids that are good teammates for each other.
So a big part, and I can say this, being a step removed, big part of the success we've had with the Dover-Sherburne program goes back to the youth program we had, the middle school program and everything. So just a thank you from us and the rest of the coaches that we had that. That's something that Dover had been lacking for many years and just really didn't build a pipeline. So I think the cohort you came up with, you've been playing with since you're very young.
Fourth grade was our first year playing together, and it's a lot of the same core guys that were key members of that team, like Henry, Willie, Derek. Yeah.
All right, we're going to have to wrap this segment because it's getting a little loud in the background over here. But again, thanks for doing this. I know this is the one interview I thought would be a really nice side piece. There was also a nice article in the Metro West Daily News about that earlier. We got a nice reprint for you guys. But really happy that it's lining up this way, and I know how much this game means to you. And not only you, but all the cohort that you trained, Dan, and you coach coming up. So, again, tomorrow night's kind of the culmination of a lot of years of football for these guys, and hope we walk away with tomorrow night with the win and the TVL Small Championship. So thanks again for joining us. Friday night, 6:30 here at Dover-Sherburne. Please make sure you turn out for the game. Thanks for joining us.